everybody, it's Lisa, and I just want to thank you for joining me on my channel. And this is the French Flea Market by Photoplay. I have put a mini album together, whoops, with using cards and envelopes. The David Tutera Celebrate cards. I think I got these at Michael's, but it's been a while. Coordinations cardstock is the cardstock. It's a very nice thick paper, but I have the tutorial on how to put this together. If I am doing my job properly, you will find it in the directions below where to find that. I have chosen, pretty much all I've done, the only thing I've done is chosen that this is going to be my front and back cover, and this is going to be the spine wraparound. And Lord, it took me a long time to do that because all these papers are so pretty. So anyway, so I'm putting these aside. I am not going to do the cover just yet. This is very, very, very light. And so I'm going to try and keep it clean, but at the same time I don't want to mess the papers up. Okay, so because this one is going to be for sale on my Etsy shop, which should be reopening fairly soon. Okay, so what we've got is the first sheet is a short sheet, but it's still going to be large enough for a 4x6 photo, so that's pretty much what I'm going to be focused on is in decorating this, is that you're going to put a 4x6 photo on here. Maybe, you know, maybe this is going to be all one thing that you're going to use this book for, or you're just going to be putting pictures in it that are your favorite pictures, or however you choose to use the book. Anyway, so this front one is going to be focused on just doing a nice 4x6 on there and going forward from that. And then the rest of them, like this one is 5 inches by 7 inches, because that's what these cards were, is 5x7s. So the 5x7, you could fit a whole 5x7 on here. You might want to trim it down just a little bit so you'll see edging, paper edging and stuff, but other than that, we're just going to go page by page and see what we come up with. Okay, so this first page, I'm going to keep it fairly simple, and we're just going to use the polka dot page, just the plain polka dot. I've got some cute banners on here, but this page is a little too small for use of this, so not going to use that just yet. But I am going to, actually, if I use this way, this is going to be like for something that's going to leave me with enough room, I believe, yeah, to use this way. Okay, and this doesn't really matter, really. So I'm going to cut it this way. So when you're dealing with not a whole lot of paper, you do want to kind of utilize tricks to make the paper go further for you than normal. Alright, so I am going to come over here and cut my paper. Alright, and we do here. Very good. Yeah. I'm gonna not really looking for a ton of it to be on the sides, but you know, have a little bit. And I'm gonna look here. I don't really want this to be about Paris, so the first thing I put on there is not gonna be like the Eiffel Tower or anything like that. And I do want things that are going to be things that pictures will be, that you'll be able to tuck a picture down under. And so that will work for that. And let's see. I don't like the red. Let's see. Little tea party. No. I think maybe for now. I'm going to keep the umbrella here. And then I can come back later on and dress it up more. So let's see if I have my picture there. Okay. Alright, now I'm just going to glue this onto the first page, and I can come back later and do more decorating. I don't do well with pre-cutting all my pages to certain sizes, and I just don't work that way. Some people do, and it works great for them, but I don't know. I'm never happy when I don't have the choice when it comes to the next page. So, you know, yeah. So I like choice. And when I do that, I take all the choice out of it. Now, if I'm trying to mass produce a bunch of things for like a gift for somebody or something like that, but then yes, by all means, that's what I do, is I just pre-cut things, and if I'm mass producing them, that means I'm going to have a dozen different papers cut, and if I don't like one next to another, I can pick a different paper. So, you know. Okay, I'm going to cut this. Get this over here. Okay. I like that paper. And all of this paper looks well together. Now this one I did want to have more of this, So that's why I'm scraping it down. If I don't want a whole lot, I just do this. But if I want more, then I scrape it across the top while I'm getting it on the sides. And I get more of a haze around it. Okay, and the rest of them I'm not going to do a whole lot. Although I do have, just so you know, where'd I stick them? Ooh, where did I put them? I do have 4 here, I think, but I've got more. For if I want to do pockets and things. So I think I might like a little, I might like to do some sideways pockets. I think I'll do it over here though. This one's much larger. I'm not going to glue this one down yet. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to figure out what papers I want to put, but I'm not going to glue anything down until I go back through it. And then I'll see if there's something that I, you know, if I want to do, yeah. I'm just going to get my papers figured out. And like I said, I do have, because I think this is going to take more than just 12 sheets. I do have some of the leftovers from the Vintage Girl, which some of them will go with this grouping. Because, you know, I've got all of these to cover. And then this, and then you can go this side too, and then you've got this, and no, that's not a pocket, and then you got a flap here. So, and that's my next element. So there's a lot to this, and there's 2 of these in the book, and then 3 of the cards. So it's going to take a lot of paper. So I'm going to run through, instead of boring you guys, I'm going to run through and I'm going to get all the paper, but I'm not going to glue it down. And then we'll come back and we'll figure out what we're going to do on each page. All right? Okay. Be back in a flash. Okay, I wanted to show you this. This is this paper pack that I'm using, the vintage, the French flea market. And then this is from Vintage Girl. Now, if you can tell, I don't know if my lighting's really making it show up or not. This is pretty much white, and this is cream. So, in order to really kind of maintain that, because I think the flowers and the colors work well, it's just I don't want this stark white. So, you got Tim Holtz to the rescue. This is antique linen, and I got a clean sponge, and I want to take the initial splotch off, and I just want to go around on the white parts. I'm not trying to change the whole thing. And I don't want to discolor anything else. I just trying to cut that white out of there. And you know, a little bit goes a long way. So now let me show you this was the original color, and again, I don't know if you're seeing this or not, but this is much more subdued now. Let me put this up next to it so you can see that this is a little more this color now than it is this color. Looks like I still need to hit this corner a little bit. I didn't get quite that much, but anyway, so you can help help your papers that you're getting from other lines with a little added work. All right, be back in a few. Hey guys, so I have found a few things for embellishments, and of course I've got all of the embellishments here that that I got off the sticker sheet, and I've still got a few more to cut out. I did pull 2 pieces of paper out of my stash. This was part of one of them, and this, I'm sorry, 3. So this was one of them, which was out of Mr. Teasdale's, which is Paper Studios, Hobby Lobby. This one, which I don't know who this was. I don't think there was a tag on it, and if there was, I don't know what I did with it because I'm not seeing it here. So I don't think there was, you know, one of these to cut off of it. So I don't know who it was. It was a single sheet of paper. And then I had this, which is a old Teresa Collins, 2008, and so I liked this, and it was a big long thing, and it was supposed to be take it out and it's a file folder, and I might still use this one, I don't know yet. And I have this bit left. It was about yay long, so I've cut off 2 different sheets of it, and I've got this left. So that is what I added to my bits and pieces. Now I have 4 cards here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with those. Here are my bits and pieces left. So not much. In the way of, you know, really truly usable pieces, other than going to be able to make, you know, some paper out of the scraps, or tags, embellishments, that kind of thing. Let's see. Okay, so there's that. And I have, let's see, it's another little piece. I have 2 uncut pieces, and this is from the other paper line, but this is got 1 piece out of it. A few of the cream colored papers that I added. And then I've got the 1 thing of cut aparts, and this is what I planned on putting on the album. This was the cover of the album. So that is, oh, and I have 1 more piece here, that. So I'm not doing too bad, let's put all this stuff aside here, and let's see, bring that book back in. Now I am going to put a pocket in the front here, and I had, let's see, was this, I think I'll be happy with just this little pocket, but then if I really think about it, I've got enough room, I could put a pocket that has, this is a piece of a card base. I cut off the 1/2 of it, and I have, this is the other half, so it's a 5x7 piece. But I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing with this yet, but I did get the front piece, the first page. I glued this down with you here and glued that down, so that one was already done. And then I started cutting through and making, like, I made my V, so that is a nice pocket. Let's see, get that. There we go. I can put that like that. And this like this. Yeah. So I've gone through and cut all my papers out. And I guess the only thing I really haven't done yet is, I really think this album would love to have a little bit of lace, and I really haven't pulled any lace out to use with this. I want something fairly simple, and it can't be white. So let me find something for that I can kind of use bits and pieces throughout. I think I just want one that will kind of go with everything. So let me find something for that, and I will be back. And if I come across something that is kind of not straightforward, this is how I decorated this, I will come to you. But let me just run you through. There's a pocket in the background. I did just a lot of plain sheets, because this is all about getting pictures in it. And that's my my main goal set for this. Now these two, I've got 2 of these in this book, and these I did not cut out because I thought I'd be able to do some kind of cute pockets or something on this one, and even if not, they didn't take a full 5x7 type of size, so I will be getting to those as I see what papers I'm going to have left. This is going to be glued. Let's see, did I decide? Yeah, I'm going to have a side pull-out pocket, so I'm going to glue right here and have a side load pocket. And then this, see, I've got this little piece here, but when you put a pocket like this in there, now this one does not have any, this is just going to be glued because there is no gusset between these pages, and so I'm keeping it thin. But I thought that was pretty. And then make sure that's laying down properly. And then I've got this. Wait a minute, does it go like this? I think it goes like that. I don't think it went like this. I don't remember. Well, when I get there. But I've got 2 sheets to make this one. Maybe it did go like that. 2 sheets for this. And one of them can be an easy pocket, or I'll just leave it. And then this is the card for the next one. And then this is just a nice piece of the cream colored paper. And this goes on the card, and this is the next. Lots of flapped flippage And this is part of that one Teresa Collins sheet. And this is actually glued down. And there's where I use that one Mr. Teasdale one. This is again not picked out. And then there's that. And then we're going to flip. This is going to be a glue here and here in a side load pocket. So it's not actually going to be opened. And then there's this. And another flap here, another cream colored, open up, and then you've got this piece, which I like that, and this starts the last card in the group, and this is I'm starting to work with little bits and pieces now. So this is this page, and the pink, and then this with a side pocket, and I believe, yeah, I'm going to use this as the piece in here. Okay, and then I will come back and show you this. But anyway, there's a quick walkthrough. But again, if I come across something that is not going to be like super easy to figure out what I did, I will come back. But next time you see me, if there was nothing super easy, I mean super hard, I will show you what I'm doing on the front, inside, and back inside covers. Okay, guys. Hey guys, I've done a little bit here. Got a pocket here, made a little booklet, a trifold booklet to fit right in there. Used some of the washi tape, and there's some down under the corner here. Little piece here, which is totally ready for a picture. Okay, and then I've got this, which will hold quite a few pictures, and of course I will make some tags to go in there as well. And then this little sticker here, and this is a little sticker, and I left this open here, so if you wanted to put a picture down here you could, totally. This is just going to be the way it is. And then I've got this part down. Now this in here is not going to get much in the way of embellishments because there's no gussets. There's the gusset that's between this and this whole page, which is quite thick, so it's going to be very, very slim pickings when it comes to any real embellishments. However, having said that, I want to try and put a little something, and I'm really liking this one because there's a little pink in here. The blacks are all working together quite nicely. And this one's just a little thicker than I want. So I think I'm going to put a little cut of this in here. And I'm going to make it just long enough to go from one end of this page, of this pocket piece, to the other. So there we go. Now my puppies are barking. Let's see. I think I'll, because of me gluing this down prior to papering it, it only is fitting up underneath there just a little bit. I think I need to shorten this a little bit. Let me take a little bit of the edge off of this. Okay. That's going to give me a nicer little border. Because you remember the border is part of your decoration as well. Okay. And it's still, let me trim just a smidge more. Alright. There, now we've got an even, get this underneath there, an even border all the way around. That looks much nicer. Let me, okay. So I'm gonna glue this. Where's my glue? Here it is, back where, gosh, I actually put it where it belonged. That's why I couldn't find it. Alright. I love this black and cream colored paper though, it's just gorgeous. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, this doesn't seem to have one side as, yeah, it does. There is a good side and a bad side. So, I'm going to move the book and let's do some Fabri-Tac on this. So I have been kind of pulling together everything that I'm going to be doing for the next couple of months, and I hope it's going to be things that you're going to be excited to see. And I'm hoping too that I'm going to be a little more forthcoming with videos. It's been just a little hectic around here, so the videos have been few and far between, so I appreciate your patience, but we're gonna get there. Just family comes first, and so that's, you know, that's where things have to be. But I love my crafting and I love my subbies. You guys are so sweet. And I've been doing a lot of mini albums. And I've been watching, what is her name is Gail Augustino or Augustinelli or something like that. I'm sure I'm murdering her name, so I'm sorry, Gail, if indeed you watch me. But she does these little golden books, makes journals out of them, and they're so sweet. Well, I just so happen to have come across a great deal on some little golden books, so I thought, you know what? I think they're so adorable, I am going to do some of them. So that's going to be upcoming as well. Just to get some things. I have yet to turn my Etsy shop back on from when I was on vacation, so I have to get that back up and running and get all of my things on there that I didn't get, that I got done before vacation but didn't get on there. Oh my goodness, I tell ya. There's 100 things. Oh my gosh. But that's okay, because that keeps life interesting, right? And this is so very cute. And this paper is so very cute. And like I said, I'd say 75%, maybe 65% of the people wanted to see this particular paper, something done with it. Let's see. Well, that's kind of cute, isn't it? I kind of like that right there. Again, it keeps that playful black. Let's see if there's anything else. And this is something that's actually in this, but I'm not that wild about that. But some of you guys have said you have so much problem with this decorating the pages that it just takes you forever. And you know, I'm looking through to see if there's anything else I like, but usually I'm finding that the first thing I think that I want is usually what I end up doing. And so, you know, just go with your feeling and make a commitment. Remember, it's just paper. This is just paper and glue, and there's usually something you can do. If you end up doing something that you don't like, there's usually something you can do to fix it. I don't have any of my wipes pulled out and dried to use, so I'm just using my finger. And then there'll be a card that'll go in here. Now, I haven't cut the cards yet, so I'll get around to that. So let's see. I want to make sure I didn't have any glue on there. Then I have this piece. I love this paper. It is just so pretty. And I have this piece of ribbon that I think looks beautiful with that, but that is all I have right there. So I've got to try and get it in at least 2 different spots in the book. So we'll have to make sure we can do that, which it's large enough so it goes the height of the book. So we're good there. I did not do anything with these. Let's see. I think I might like to put a little something here, which will bring this color into the center of the book. But I probably need to worry about what I'm going to do here first before I embellish. So let me get my pieces and parts. Let's see here. Because I wanted to do like some funky little pockets or something. Let's see, I gotta find, okay, so that's definitely large enough. So I need one about this size. It's gonna work about this size. What is that color gonna do? If I have this ribbon here and this with that, that might work. This is not from this paper line. This is from the other paper line. And it's the back of this, which they usually coordinate at that point. And I'm not totally disliking the colors with this page. And of course anything goes with this. And I'm also okay with this pink, but I do have, I don't like that pink nearly as well. And that's not thick enough. Let's see what else I've got here. There's some of that black, but that is not, that's not big enough. Oh, sorry. That's not thick enough. Well, I don't have a lot of the smaller pieces that are thick enough. Let's see what else I've got here. Let's see, there's this pink, although that's not quite as thick. And I also have this. So let's see here. Don't like that with that. I think this will work. Of course, I need 2 more, but if I flip this over and just put this, how does that work? Yeah, that works. So we'll put this here, because this, look at the back of that. Ah! So not anything I like. Okay, so let's see. Let me get my little scoring board here. And let's find the middle. See, this is probably 3.5, 9.5. So there is the middle. So I want about a 1/2 inch. And then this is the, oh, where'd it go? What? Oh, there it is. There's a 1/2 inch, and then there's the middle. And we're gonna do about a 1/2 inch. And there's the middle. Okay. Slide this over just a little bit, get some flat surface here. Alrighty. So we're gonna write on that and write on that. And then we'll just cut that. And let's fold and fold. Now I happen to have a We Are Memory Keeper thumb notch, and that's perfect for these type of pockets. But if you don't have this, you can use half of a circle punch. You can just cut a little bit. You can take a something like this and take your pencil around it and then cut it out. So there's lots of ways around it. You don't have to buy a punch. So let's see how this one's working. Okay, so now I'm going to set this, how's it coming right? I'm going to set this right here, right up to the edge, and I need to cut it right there, so it's off of the, so let me get it cut. Alright, so this is 1/2 of it. That's come together quite nicely. And then the other one under here. Come on. Alright. Of course that one's not going to line up as well. There we go. So we got this. And this. Let's okay. Hold this. Hold this. All right. I think this one here. This one here, and I'm marking this right where I want it cut, so it's the same length. And 1, 2, got perfect. And then we're gonna thumb notch this one. And again, I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, we're gonna give these little and let's edge them. Part of my cover. Ah, there we go. Okay. So I hope you guys like this. Sometimes I find that it's I like seeing what people do and how they think and decorating, but really, I mean, just look at what you got sitting around you. You obviously were drawn to those things when you pulled them out. I mean, sometimes once you've played with it, you decide you really don't like that stuff, but you just gotta keep whittling away. But by all means, get in there and do it. If you're putting all the effort into making your books, finish them up. Okay. I want this to match the top. There we go. No, did I put glue on that? No. Dummy. This is gonna fit perfectly. Very nice. Okay. But yeah, you just do something. If you don't like it, you can change it. And I tell you, sometimes I'll do something and I really won't like it, and I have to think out of the box. But then usually what I come up with has made me fall in love with it. You know, I was glad I made the mistake because I wouldn't have thought about doing whatever it was that I did. Yeah, so, you know, like I said, just get in there and decorate the heck out of them. I tend to keep mine a lot more simple than people do. I always say that I'm going to use the die cuts, but I tell you, and crickets and I just kind of make plain and simple books, and they're more functional to me. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a problem. I think they're beautiful books. I don't have that kind of patience. So there's that, and I think I am going to put, and you just kind of want to think of what, like when you open up a page and you're looking at it, does it all kind of flow? There's no black over here like I've got over here, so I will probably use some of the black paper to make, you know, but there'll just be a little bit of it, but look how that balances it now, so that you're, like here is, I think this might be a little thinner. Here is that paper. And you see now that I'm gonna draw these and make them pretty. So yeah, you just gotta kind of think of how you would decorate a house, and you're decorating this, and that's what somebody told me, because I hate making cards, and they said, just think of it as one of the pages in your journal and decorate it. I'm like, well, I guess I could do that. One of the pages in a mini album or a journal, and just decorate it the way you would decorate one of those, and it'll be a beautiful card. So there you go. So if you do cards and you go into doing this, then just look at each page as a card. And you have, you know, pieces that you can work with that match up with the rest of the book, but just do the one page at a time and go from there. See, now I was going to put this ribbon on there and I forgot. I was going to wrap it around. Let me see. Okay, that's good enough there. And that's good enough there. Okay. Get my Fabri-Tac back out. I'm gonna get my ruler out. Let's see. Clean up my mess just a smidge here. Getting a little overwhelming. Okay, let me get the Tim Holtz ruler, because when this is closed, I want it to go right about there. Okay, so I am going to take my pencil, which I just stuck right in here somewhere, didn't I? I swear I did. Picked it up. Uh-huh. Alrighty then. For heaven's sakes. Gonna do a light line down. And I'm gonna do my glue. Right down the line. Leave that like that. I'm going to leave enough that I can tuck under. Put my ruler back and make sure that I am straight. And I am. And down here. Okay. A little coming out the side there. Got a little thick. Alright. I'm gonna cut just a smidge off this side, enough to tuck under. Okay, stick this underneath there. Okay, there's that. And a little bit on this side. Okay. Put this back. Oh, got a little air bubble again, so I take this lid. I see the bubbles right there in the lid. So now I squeeze. I gotta get this off though, because that will seal. That will seal all of that glue. Huh. Making a mess. Making a mess. Look at that. I went to put it on a napkin. Holy Hannah. Just wipe this off. Okay. But if you get that, you just squeeze it when you turn this, close it, and then let it go, and it will suck the glue out of the tip, and it won't keep boiling over. And then once it fills back up again, you just put your lid on it. I absolutely hate that, just bubbles. Alright. I am totally covered in this stuff. It is messy, but it does roll off eventually. Okay. Now, I think I also, so that it's not just this blank line here, have a little something something on there. That might be a little too thick. We can put a few of these little things on there. Maybe a little bigger one in the center. And something like that. Let's see, with that closed, and we're gonna have this pink here. So that's a little interesting. Let's see if there's anything else I can find that I like. Let's see. We don't really have just play around with stuff. Just piddle and but just don't go nuts where you're spending hours at a time with it, because it's not that important. That's a little too big. No. I kind of like that, just like that. I think that's good, and that also helps bring a little bit, it's not exactly the right color, but it's close. So that kind of brings that in. Still got glue underneath my fingernails. can't stand that. Okay. A little bit of glue. I've got to glue the corners of these pages down again. And of course I'm stopped up because I didn't put my pen back in my glue. Glue these corners down. Okay, now we're going to put... Now you gotta remember this art glitter glue does work on material and things like that, so you can put it all down. You don't have to have Fabri-Tac. Since I have Fabri-Tac and I use a lot of fibers and things like that, I buy the Fabri-Tac, but it is pricey. But I use a coupon, Michael's or Joann's. I use the coupons that come out, so that comes in quite handy. Okay, now I was gonna make tags. There's that one will work for that. That's a little too thin. Let's see what we got. What's we got here? No. Okay, that. Do I like that? I think so. I like the black one. I think I'll use that with that, and I'll use this one with this one. I think that'll work really nicely. So, put that back over there. Get all of my stuff. Come on, Lisa, keep things organized. Okay. I'm going to pull this over here for a minute, and we're going to measure these to see how we... let me just go ahead and glue this down so I stop moving it around so much. And I have gone through and inked all the edges, and I'm using frayed burlap because to me it matched the base page, this craft color of these envelopes and cards the best out of what I have. I think I have a lot of inks, but I don't have a super amount. I've seen people with a lot more inks than I do. But I don't, other than to like edge my cardstock and stuff, I don't use a huge amount of inks. Okay, so we've got this, and what I'd say, black and this one. Okay, so going to... Still never found my pencil. What the heck did I do with that pencil? I swore I had just put it back in there. That's just not even funny. I have two pencils, and you think I can find either one? No. Neither one. Holy Hannah. Let me look on the floor. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow. There it is. It was hiding from me. It was where I put it. Okay. So now I'm going to lay this here, because I like for it to come in a good 1/8 of an inch, because I want it to go in easy. and I'm going to put it on the edge of the paper so I can get it in the same amount. So let me get this cut. Mark. And about that much. Okay, so I cut that much off. Oh, and that just smooths in there right nicely. And now, let's see, I am going to let's see, I'm gonna make it just a little shorter than the pocket. Okay. So that is just exactly the size of the pocket. And that's okay, but it needs a little pull tab. So let's see what we might want to use as a pull tab. Now I had pulled this, it's a brown color, but it's also kind of reddish, but no, I don't like that. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it with that. I don't want to use that. And let's see, what do I have left of this? I might have enough to do pull tabs for these. Let me cut this right there. And I'm going to do 2 pull tabs. Just little short ones. So I'm going to cut this in half. And I tell you, must have if you're going to work with ribbon. Ooh, ooh, hey, don't eat off too much of that. Let me cut that little melted part off. And then I'm going to cut this in half because I need 2 of them, and I've really melted away. And let's just carefully, just a little melt. There we go. There we go. All right. Oh, let me get that one side done. Eyeball. See how it fits in here? Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Pull it back out. Okay, let's get the white on this taken care of. Hate that white core. Now, if I'm using white base, I love that white core. So it's, you know, it's nice that you have the option. And this spreads this pink ribbon out a lot nicer. Okay, mark this right here. Oh, right a mark, right there. just go in very nice. And I'm gonna see if I did the same. Yes, pretty much. And then we're gonna glue this. Let's see. Let's say that's our center right there. It's probably a better way of doing it. We're gonna put a little glue on both sides there. Check it before it dries all the way. Pull it back out just a smidge. So about the same. There we go. Be the girl who decided to go for it. How cute is that? Okay. So there's those. Now this, we're just gonna cut this. Let me get, use that mark there. Since I have the eraser out. I love these Pentel click erasers. I've seen them at Michael's where they sell the mechanical pencils and stuff, but I've just gotten these at garage sales and things. So let's see, let's do this. Let's do it this way, and that is where that ends, and that is where that ends. All right. Do this. Oops. That's not the right way. Again. Just getting used to this new cutter. Okay, let's see how we did here. Perfect. And I'm not going to put anything on this, I'm just going to leave it. Just gonna leave it what it is. And here is a, see, the 4x6 will fit on it with a little top and bottom showing, or you can pull it out and journal down here. So I'm just gonna leave this no decoration on it, because really when you're laying this out the way I've got it right now, let me put this down so I can show you what I'm talking about. There can only be minimal decorations in this area because of the way it sets, and I tell you, I am a stickler for not wanting to have pages that are sitting up. When you look at a book, you want it to look and act and feel like a book. Even if it's a mini album, you still want it to lay down nice and flat. So see, it's still, look how flat that is laying down. You see that? That's what I like. That is what I go for. And even though there's a lot going on in this part of the book, I've got some embellishments, but I'm very thoughtful of my embellishments. So like this could be part of this page's embellishments because it's shorter and you can see it. And then these little tabbies are super cute and still work for this. Okay, now this one is where this would come out like this and then have the flap. But I'm going to take that ability away because how many people are really going to take their book and open it up like this? All right. People that don't know mini albums probably wouldn't even think to do that. They're just going to be flipping pages. So I'm going to put a pocket. I'm going to make this a pocket, okay? And I'm not going to put anything in here. I'm just going to glue the edges down, and then I'll fit in what I can fit in. I should be able to fit in a good size to, you know, still get a picture on, okay? So I'm just going to glue right down the edge. Right down the edge. And I'm also not pushing super hard because I don't want to spread that glue out so far that now I'm giving it some good, a little bit more pressure. Giving a little bit more pressure. Oops. I forgot it's not this one, it's this one. I started rubbing the glue off the wrong section. Okay. Now this one, let me make sure I'm not sticking to anything. There we go. Okay, so now I've got that little pocket right there. And let's see, I think that the tag that I'm going to put in is going to have this lace on it. Because I've got the lace, yeah, got the lace here. And then that would be two other spots because I've got another one here. That would be two other spots. Where am I on this? 50 minutes. I probably need to cut this short. So I'll be doing a tag there. Let me see if I can cut this. See, I'm not even done with this whole little section yet that I'm... Well, let's make our tag. And I'm going to use... What am I going to use? I wonder if I used, because I don't have any of this up in the front, but this is not going to work for that. How about this other one? If I cut that off and added lace, that might just work. Let's pull this off of here. I don't know how I ended up with like 2 or 3 of these, so I will be very happy to use at least one of them up in here. And I might pull the other one out and use it too. But like I said, I've got 2 or 3. Let's take these little knobs off. So you can cut them off, you can take a nail file and file them off, which sometimes you can't. Like this one, I'm not going to be able to get to it very well. But you can totally take a little nail file and just kind of get rid of them. But if you do too much filing on there, you're really going to flare those edges. Let me do one little spot here. Well, I'm going to cut this off. Well, I better do it on cutter. Y'all know how well I cut straight. There we go. But if you go too much trying to get that off, now I'm gonna go all the way around here with the ink. Okay. Now, I started inking here with a full ink and came around, but look how much more the ink has gotten in this spot because I really tore those fibers up right there. Okay, so you just have to be careful of that. Or if that's what you want, if you go over these edges a little bit before you ink, you will get more seepage. Okay, so we've got that. Let's see how this is fitting in here. Okay, that's really nice. It's a little small for this, but when I add the lace onto it, it's going to be like a stopper. So I'm going to just pick one side because it's the same on both sides. Just pick one side and put the lace on there, straight across. Because I want to glue the bad side down, and I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac, works quicker. But we'll just use this, and I'm putting the thread that it's sewed with right along the glue line so that hopefully it's nice and even. Still pulling glue off my fingers. But hey, that's crafting. That's crafting, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, and I am going to stop this here and get this uploaded, and then I'll be back to show you the rest. I want to make sure this is really good and dry before I stick it in. And let's see, oops, let's see how this does. So there, and I don't think that's going to fall through, and that's going to look nice in the book and not stick out too far. I can, about as far as I can get it in, can get it a little bit further. So I've got a nice little edge out there. That's the way I like that. Nice soft little edge, and you can pull that and you'll get it right out. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, alright, so I'm going to stop this here. We didn't get terribly far, but I think we've done pretty well. Nice pocket there, We've done these pages, got a pocket there, working on some embellishments. Got our 2 little tags here. Very nice. And then we've got our tag to pull out. I'm just going to leave it there to make sure it dries. So we'll start on the next project on the next video.
Thanks, guys. Bye.